got a bit of a monthly roundup for you today, and as I haven't tried a lot of products on camera this month, there's going to be a lot of products that I talk about that I've been trying off camera that I haven't mentioned before. We're going to be talking about how those products work for me, whether I liked them, whether I didn't so much, and there's quite a few of those. So we're going to get straight on with it. I've got a bit of a dodgy eye today, so if you're thinking my eye looks a little red and angry, it most definitely is. I think I just had a bit too much dry eye yesterday, and I also had my contact lenses in, which was not a good move. So yeah, it's a bit sore. But we move. First up, we've got an affordable primer from Maybelline. This is the Grippy Serum Makeup Grip Primer. I'm assuming this is supposed to make your makeup last longer. This is a grippy primer, so it's supposed to really stick to your makeup and hold it in place. As far as the consistency, the texture, the wearability goes, I do like the feel and the consistency of this primer. I think it is very pleasant. It is very, very serum-like, so I would say very comfortable on the skin. It does give you that slight tackiness, that slight grippiness, not as much as other grippy primers that I've tried in the past. So the Milk Makeup, maybe the e.l.f. one, not as sticky and grippy as that one, but I find this one more comfortable on my skin than either of those two other primers. As far as making my makeup last longer throughout the day, this just didn't do that. It was as if I had no primer on whatsoever. So I don't really see the point in this. It didn't smooth, it didn't blur, it didn't make my makeup last any longer. I do think it's really pleasant. Again, very comfortable to wear, but that's not what I use a primer for. I've tried a lot of new mascaras this month, so we're going to go through the Max Factor False Lash Effect Supreme Recharge, the Maybelline Colossal Bubble Mascara, and also the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash. So major disappointment with this particular mascara. At first, I thought it was going to be very, very similar to the Firework mascara, which I absolutely love. The wand is slightly different. This is more bristly than the Firework mascara, but the consistency and the texture of the product I thought was going to be quite similar. Unfortunately for me, this really didn't coat my lashes very quickly. It took an age to get on my lashes and didn't really do very much. So if you're wanting your lashes to look super natural, just a lick of colour, you want them to stand out a little bit more, maybe you've got very fair coloured lashes, but you don't want to give them too much volume, too much height, too much length, too much curl, then this may be your next mascara that needs to go on your list. But yeah, it just was underwhelming for me. I didn't think it was superb at any of the things that I expect a mascara to do, and it dried out really quickly, which seriously confused me because it's quite a wet formula. Let's talk about the Max Factor False Lash Effect Supreme Recharge Mascara. I didn't hold out much hope for this. I bought this because it was new, it was on the shelf with all the new stuff, but usually this wouldn't be my thing. I really liked it. This surprised me, so I really like the hourglass effect. That silicone wand is right up my street, so as soon as I saw the wand, I thought, aha, we may have hope after all. And it didn't give me masses of volume, which is usually my go-to, but this gave me a really nice, fluttery, lengthened, very natural effect. And yeah, I thought it did it very well, and also didn't bleed, didn't smudge, didn't go all flaky on me throughout the day, so I was pleasantly surprised. This also has keratin within this mascara, so it should be very kind on your lashes as well, and all in all, I just thought it was a really nice mascara. Now is the time where we need to talk about the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash Mascara. Ribbon Wrapped Lash would suggest to me that this is a tubing mascara, and as soon as I opened this one, I thought, hello, this is my kind of wand. It's got some really fine hairs right on the tip of the wand, so you can get right into the corners of the lashes, do those bottom lashes as well from root to tip, and then really get in there and separate each individual lash, coating them, creating a fuller effect, even though you're not adding a lot of volume. It just makes your lashes look like you have more lashes. They are denser, they are fuller, they are more fluttery. Even though on the website this does say, and I will read out exactly word for word, ribbon wrap technology creates a super extended tube around the lashes, no smudging, clumping or flaking, sweat and humidity resistant, tubing formula delivers 24 hours of extreme length and separation. So, length, tick, separation, tick, love the wand. Like I said, it's right up my street. No smudging, clumping or flaking. This is the flakiest mascara I have ever tried on my lashes. And I'm not talking about tubing mascaras, I'm talking about all mascaras in general. This flaked on me like no tomorrow. And at the end of the day, I looked in the mirror and went, what? What's going on? I had little polka dots all over the tops of my cheekbones. That does not happen for me in general. I don't know whether I've got a bad version of this, whether the batch is faulty, but dare I say, worst tubing mascara I think I've ever tried in my life. Moving on to a product that I actually mentioned in last month's Faves and Fails, but I've had a bit of a change of heart, so I wanted to mention it in this month's roundup, just so I can pass on my advice. This is from Sachu and it's the lip liner stain. Now in my last video I said that although this is a great product, I couldn't find a shade that really worked for me. It was either too light or it was too dark, and a lot of them are very cool toned products which don't work on my neutral, more dominant warm undertone. I read the instructions and I need to sort of backpedal a little bit. So yeah, I didn't read the instructions before using this. I just saw a lot of people use it on a lot of other platforms and thought, hey, I can do that. And I thought I knew best. And I did not. So you are supposed to leave this on for 10 to 15 minutes before you peel it off. And I was peeling it off as soon as it was dry. Wrong thing to do. Wrong thing. You need to let the shade really develop before you take it off. Otherwise, you are going to get a very grey, very bluey toned lip. I ordered the shade 06 to try. It is perfection. It's a very pinky, corally shade, and I just love it. I sort of wish that this was more of a pen-tipped liner, but I do understand why they've made it more of a lipstick applicator. If I am after a very natural look, especially with my lips being slightly uneven, if I'm wanting to even them off slightly with a lip liner and I'm not wanting to check in the mirror all day long to check whether I need to reapply, it's so good. It seriously is so good. The Charlotte Tilbury Soulmates face palette, absolutely adore. I've spoken about these a couple of times in my videos over the last month or so, and yeah, absolutely adore these. This one, which is the shade Flawless Peach, is definitely my most used, as you can see. I mean, I dip into this constantly. Both products, and I had to buy Flawless Pink, which is just perfection. If you have a cooler undertone or you're wanting to have more of a girly flush to the cheek, this is the one that I would go for, and I can definitely get away with this with my neutral, more dominant warm undertone as well. Now, I don't usually like to buy products that are duos, because more often than not, I use one of the products but I don't really like the other. And both of these I love. So I am constantly touching up with the powder. I am constantly dipping into the blush. I sometimes mix both of these together if I'm wanting something warm but slightly pinkier. I do that, and I love both of the powders. So in the shade Flawless Pink, you've got a lighter version of the Airbrush Flawless powder than you have in the shade Flawless Peach. Both of these I can get away with. I use this as my face powder. I use use this as my under eye powder to just brighten and smooth a little bit. It's so blurring, so airbrushing, and I absolutely adore it. And you get a very similar effect from the blush. So if you don't want something that's ultra glowy, but it's gonna give your skin life anyway, it's not gonna look super flat, but it is going to soften all of your imperfections and texture. Gorgeous. And let's just mention the packaging. It's not my thing. Very Polly Pocket. I have mentioned that before, but it's pretty. It's a thing. Another brand I've spoken about a lot in the last month is Numbuzzin. Actually, I've spoken about them a lot in the last couple of months. I just can't help myself. I tried one product and it just snowballed into trying so many more, and I just love them. So usually I can't use a vitamin C serum. It usually breaks my skin out, gives me blemishes, blackheads, lots of little whiteheads as well, and a lot of skin congestion, and I haven't received that with either of these products, which has sort of blown me away a little bit. Now, if you are sensitive to vitamin C, I recommend that you try the toner pads first. So these are the Numbuzzin number 5 toner pads. The reason I say that is got less of the ingredients, but very similar ingredients to the number 5 serum. So this is slightly punchier. This is slightly more gentle. Both of them are gentle formulas, but this is slightly weaker. It also has some very gentle exfoliants in there. So not only is this going to deliver absolutely fantastic antioxidant protection, it's also going to make your skin look glowy and smooth and baby soft. The only thing I don't like about this product is the packaging. The packaging is a little temperamental. It tends to leak on me quite a bit. So it definitely isn't one of those products that I would feel comfortable taking away on holiday. I want to conserve all of the goodness inside this little pot, and there is so much of this lovely liquidy serum soaking up these pads that even if you tip it a little bit, some of it's going to come out. I will be taking the Numbuzzin number 5 serum though. Great antioxidant serum. It's going to brighten, smooth, increase collagen production. I just really like it, and just completely baffled that I haven't had any negative side effects. It is super gentle but packed full of antioxidant ingredients. Another newbie that I've been trying out this month is from Benefit. This is the Hula Wave Cream Bronzer. Now, that comes in lots of different shades. I went into store to see which shade I would prefer. I would have usually gone for the shade Light, but actually when that transfers to my skin, it looks more like a foundation shade than a bronzer shade. So I gave that one a wide berth and went straight for Original, which is the original Hula shade. It is absolutely glorious. Now, I am having a few issues with this, so let me just show you what I mean. The consistency is actually quite a dry cream, so when you massage it, it turns into a cream, but when it's not being touched by the warmth of your skin, it actually is quite a dry product. If I apply this to the back of my hand, just look how beautifully that blends out using the warmth of my finger. How stunning is that? Not a hint of patchiness in sight. If I go in with a brush, I find it quite difficult to blend because you're not blending it in with something that's got a little bit of heat behind it. You're just really relying on the warmth of your skin to warm this up and make it smooth and creamy and very easy to blend out. So if you are a brush person like me, then you may be a little disappointed with this. It does blend out, it definitely does, but it takes a little bit more effort than your regular cream bronzers would do. And finally, from Anastasia Beverly Hills, we've got the Impeccable Setting Spray. Let me show you this in action. This is supposed to give you a matte velvety finish, and the first time I used this, I thought, what are they talking about? This definitely isn't matte, and it's definitely not velvety. However, on the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make me look super shiny. This doesn't accentuate things that I do not want accentuating, like texture, large pores, all those sorts of things. It does tend to smooth and airbrush a little bit. It makes my skin look like my skin rather than making my skin look like I've just had a 5-hour session at the gym, which a lot of setting sprays do for me. As far as making your makeup last longer, I do think this does that. It does feel like a setting spray. It has that tightness to it because it does contain quite a lot of alcohol. It does make my makeup last a little bit longer, but no way on par with the One Size Until Dawn setting spray. That one is in a league of its own. So if you are sensitive to alcohol, but you're wanting to try either the Until Dawn or this one, you're wondering which one is better for you, I would say that the Until Dawn is worth the alcohol content, and this one probably isn't as much. I do like it. I do think it's a lovely product, but again, does contain a lot of alcohol in this and isn't on the same level as the Until Dawn. So that's it for this video. I will be talking about this lip combo in my next video because, I mean, let's just take a second. It is perfection. I think I have found my favorite lip combination of the moment. Chef's kiss. It is just gorgeous. It feels smooth, it feels hydrating, and yet it is long lasting. I'm just like, oh. So definitely stay tuned for that. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Please let me know what your favorites and fails were for the month of April. I'm really eager to hear what you've been trying out and what you're loving or what you're not loving so much at the moment. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.